Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an AwardsWatch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, the executive editor here at AwardsWatch, and joining me, as always, is my drinking buddy, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
Ryan, we love a happy accident, and that is what we have today. I did not know this coming into this series. The film we are talking about today, 35 Shots of Rum, is explicitly influenced by a film that we covered mere weeks ago, Ozu's Late Spring.
Yeah.
What a fun little thing to talk about.
Did you kind of discover that afterwards or before?
I think I looked at the details a little bit beforehand, and I did see that. So I went into the film knowing that it was influenced by Late Spring. And I can confirm, after watching the film, it does have some things in common with Late Spring.
I didn't know until after the film. And so I was...
Did it clock while you were watching it?
Absolutely. It clocked while I was watching it. It clocked it within we just talked about Late Spring, which is a wonderful film and a movie that we love. We both love that film. We've loved it for years, even though we just saw it for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
In my heart, I've loved it for years.
Yeah. And in my mind and body and spirit, it's been a movie with me forever. I just didn't actually use my eyeballs to watch it until a couple weeks ago. One of those old things, you know what I'm saying? But
it was a part of me all along. I just didn't know it yet.
I just had to find it. Or you know what, Jay? It had to find me. It had to find me.
It's more about the friends you find along the way.
Or the criterions that's been sitting on your shelf for months. Anyway. But yeah, so it was a happy accident, but nonetheless, 35 Shots of Rum, Claire Denis, continuing the series after a really great conversation last week with Eric about Beau Travail, and it feels kind of appropriate to circle back to this one and do this one because we didn't plan it. We didn't honestly really know that it would have an Ozu tie-in so quickly. But thank God that we did Ozu in a way then, right?
Great filmmakers like Ozu.
Who knew? Maybe because their films are on each other's like BFI's best movies, whatever lists, or the what's the list that both Claire Denis and Ozu share? Sight and Sound. There you go. I can't think today, so this episode's going to be really interesting because my brain has been fried. We're recording this week of release, which is very rare for us too. So, the entire recording, I'm exhausted, man. This time of year is freaking crazy. We got to
find. Surely Claire Denis did a ballot.
She did a ballot for what? For
Sight and Sound.
I assume so, right? She probably put Cars 3 on the ballot.
Probably.
What's the worst Pixar movie?
It's probably Cars 2.
Cars 2, not Cars 3.
No. Cars 3 is actually as good or better than Cars 1, in my opinion.
I think Cars 2 is bad. I hate Brave.
Cars 2 is terrible. What else? I mean, Elio was bad.
I never watched Elio. I haven't watched it yet.
Isn't that weird that now Pixar is just sort of an afterthought? It's not required viewing anymore.
I went to Elemental, was it 2 years ago?
Elemental's pretty bad.
That was rough.
Yeah.
I'm not a Pete Docter guy, though I wouldn't put his movies at the bottom. Though I don't like Finding Dory.
I like Finding Dory.
I know you do. I mean,
what else we got? Oh, Lightyear is quite bad.
I like Lightyear. Turning Red was okay.
I actually think The Good Dinosaur is okay.
I like Good Dinosaur. You know that.
Yeah.
I like it better than Inside Out.
I've kind of turned on it a little bit. Jet loves it.
We watched some of it.
We did indeed.
That movie can get you in the feels real quickly.
Say what you will about many other Pixar films. Elio just feels like a movie that no one cares about at all.
Yeah. You know what I finally just watched? The Demon Hunters.
Oh, you caught those Demon Hunters? I watched the Demon Hunters as well.
Yeah. What a bopping film.
I mean, the songs are undeniable.
I thought the songs were just great, perfect earworms.
Bops and bangers.
And then by the end,
exclusively.
that last song where they're all like connecting and fighting the demons off and everything, I was like, that's actually quite moving for a movie that like I kind of tussle back and forth with how it visually looks, the animation style.
The Spider-Verse animation has completely taken over.
Yeah, but that's okay if you know how to do it correctly, I guess.
Yeah.
So those movies are just visually incredible.
Yeah, they're amazing. I will say I was not particularly emotionally affected by K-pop Demon Hunters.
I thought it was more like sweet and touching. I wouldn't like say I cried. I just was like, oh,
I can totally understand why an 11-year-old would be like
obsessed with this thing.
The greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, if we saw that when we were 11 years old, we'd be like, these are the greatest movies of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, can I ask you like I know we're gonna get into 35 Shots of Rum and everything. There has been something on my mind I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
And this is the only time I can really do it is
if you're not going to bring it up here, when are you going to bring it up?
Fuck am I going to do it? Can I ask you a little bit about the idea of the 4 favorites on Letterboxd?
Just the philosophical concept of 4 faves?
I don't have a problem with them doing it with directors and writers and
you're saying
in the industry.
When they ask people about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Not just like on your profile. You're saying when they do the videos, the viral vids.
Like you and I do the same thing on our profile, which I actually think we're cooler than just putting out, a rotation of 4 of your favorite films. We put on our, and I believe you still do this too, right? Is that the last 4 or 5
most
star
recent
films?
5 stars.
Yeah, which is I think really cool. But and it's been funny how like One Battle has just been rotating back into the 5 as I've watched it so much this year. But what do you think of like when they do the athletes and when they do
I think it's hilarious.
And they do some of these people that are like not even anywhere remotely near film adjacent.
There is something kind of charming about it.
It's kind of like Everyman, but it's also like
when you just have a bunch of bros who are like Sandlot.
It's kind of weird when they get like the fans at a film festival to be like, what are your 4 favorites? And then the next video is like the catcher for the Kansas City Royals being like, you know what? Just put on 4 Adam Sandler movies and call
Major
it
League, Happy Gilmore,
The Wedding Singer,
and then
Little
inevitably
Decalogue. Yeah.
People love Interstellar.
They love Interstellar. Oh my God. It's like is that like the most popular Nolan film now?
I mean, no, it's not because he made 3 Batman movies, but
I know, but like I'll take those out of the equation. Is that his most popular
is
movie?
it like the cool movie to love? Yes.
I think so. I think it's
the
one that people
saw
bring up the most.
Interstellar when they were 18 to 25.
So us,
except me.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe we'll fix that one day because you haven't seen it in a long time.
Been a long time.
And you are now a Nolan convert.
Yes, I am. I am now a Nolan fan.
Yeah, not that you weren't before. But you're
no. I was not a Nolan fan, but now I'm like, oh, this guy's
our guy. Yeah.
Elite.
Yeah. When did it turn? It turned Dunkirk, right?
I think Dunkirk, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
And then Tenet.
I was like, all right, this guy's cooking with gas.
He's had 2 of your number 1 films of the decade so far.
2 films number 1 of the year this decade, yes.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Tenet and Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Would you change the Tenet one?
I would need to go back and look at that year.
Would you change the Oppie one?
Yes.
I feel like you would. I know what movie you would change it to.
I would go Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Over Oppie.
That's the thing about Scorsese films, right?
Those things sit with you, man.
Those things linger. I remember the year in 2019.
What was Tenet? 21?
2020.
2020.
Yeah. COVID year.
I mean, it was a thin year. That's why it kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's
I had no 5-star films that year, which is rare.
Yeah, but that's also don't insult Tenet by just saying it was a
I know.
brilliant
I'm
thing.
sorry. That was dismissive of Tenet.
That's fucking just rude.
I
But
apologize.
but I remember in 2019 I had The Irishman at 11 and in my top 20 and literally
Oh, I
six
forgot
months
about
6 months.
Zemeckis' The Witches. That came out that year. Oh, Hillbilly Elegy.
I remember 6 months later being like, no, the Irishman's a top 5 film. So I felt the same with Killers of the Flower Moon. It the first time I watched that movie, I was like, God, this is so much. I don't know, and also I was like, well, Oppie's just like great, and I was thinking about that a lot. And then I watched it again like a month later, and then I watched it again on when we got FYC stuff, and I was just like, God, this movie is so fucking large and horrifying, and by the end, just incredibly uh, emotionally devastating. So, yeah, over the last couple of years, I'm like, Killers of the Flower Moon. Why didn't we give an Oscar to Robert De Niro for that?
Because it's
Because he's a mean son of a bitch.
old hat. It's just like, yeah, De Niro. Yeah,
Do we
get it.
take Robert De Niro for granted?
I mean,
Is it because he yells about Trump all the time now? People forget. Like, I know your mom doesn't like him.
it's also because he decides to be in one good movie every 5 years.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like,
a bunch
shouldn't
of
we?
garbage.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like,
It's
they
because
didn't
of a guy who
nominate him
loves
for.
a bag.
They didn't nominate him for Irishman. They didn't give him the one for Killers of the Flower Moon. It's like,
That I think certainly for The Irishman, I think that was just oh yeah, he's doing his Robert De Niro gangster thing.
mm,
I think that was probably a big part of it.
that's stupid.
Did that? Who got Pesci? Was Pesci the only nomination? Did
Pacino
one?
got into.
He did. Okay,
So then it's stupid that they
because
didn't.
that's definitely doing Pacino doing his thing again
Yeah, scene where he's yelling at everybody in the room.
for being late.
Yeah, I
Don't you
think
dare be late.
yeah. I love Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You would go Pesci?
No, I wouldn't go Pesci, but Pesci's role in that movie is so good. It's so special.
Would you go Pacino?
No, I would. It would be like Pitt.
Was that the same? Was that the same year?
Yeah, they're all the same year.
Mm.
It's a strong category.
Irishman. That's another one that just sits with me.
It really is like
That's
when
a
you
great movie.
you know who's good at their job.
The last shot of that movie is
Martin
some of
Scorsese.
the best stuff
Oh,
Scorsese's ever done.
you mean like the camera pulling out with
Once
him
they
in
get
the wheelchair?
really old and it gets really sad.
Oh, you mean when they can't rip the bread,
Ugh.
right? You know what I'm talking about?
The last shot is just basically the Godfather shot, but it's him sitting alone in a retirement home. My God.
I mean, the scene that always just gets me is when he goes to try to talk to his daughter and she just won't. And it's like, people got so mad at Anna Paquin's perform or like role in that because she doesn't have that much lines.
That was
and
so
it's like,
weird.
And I was just like, you know what? It's one of the great performances in a Scorsese movie, period. She conveys so much without having to say anything. And in that world, they don't get to say anything.
Not sure if I agree with that statement.
I mean,
She's very good in a limited role.
I think she's wonderful. I think it says so much about everything. She's the
Rogue.
she's the sort of moral compass of that movie. And
in many ways,
wonderful.
she has the same vulnerability of Rogue in X-Men.
Oh my God.
She's afraid of getting too close to others.
Are you excited about all the X-Men being in Avengers Doomsday?
I was hoping you would bring this up. Nope.
Nope.
Are they bringing back? Are they bringing back the Jackman?
I think
era?
they're bringing.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I think they're bringing back everybody.
That's insane.
This is going to be a really stupid movie. It's going to make like $3 billion.
Like Ian McKellen is going to be in it?
Yeah. Stewart too.
Wow.
Yeah. It's going to be.
Those movies came out 25 years ago.
And those guys are still fucking making these movies. It's great. Hey, you would too
if you can get it.
I was going to say, it's tough out there in these worlds. Egg prices are still crazy. You gotta do it.
Ian McKellen, between X-Men and Lord of the Rings.
Dude doesn't have to work a day in his life.
But he does anyway.
He does anyway. Because you want to know why? Because he cares.
He cares about the craft.
He's going to be.
That's why he does Marvel movies.
He's going to be another Lord of the Rings movie when it comes out. What is that, next year?
Taurus.
Is that Lord of the
Oh
Rings
wait,
movie coming out next year? The Hunt for Gollum?
no, he's not. He's a different sign than me.
Jay?
Um, who's directing that one?
Isn't
It's
it's not Andy Serkis.
I think it is
The Hunt for Gollum. Let me check. This is great for a podcast. It's going to be in 2027.
2027,
My bad.
directed by Circus,
Directed by Andy Serkis. What is this?
director of Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
The plot revolves around Gandalf's fear that Gollum will reveal the One Ring's location to Sauron and his decision to send Aragorn to find the creature.
Oh wait, oh no, I just got a link to a fan film called
Yeah,
The Hunt for Gollum.
yeah, you don't want to do that.
Apologies.
But they have confirmed that Serkis, Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, I believe Orlando Bloom, and potentially Viggo Mortensen will be in the film.
Orlando Bloom didn't have more stuff going on? Orlando Bloom's calendar was freed up?
Yeah, it doesn't say on IMDb that Orlando Bloom's there. It's just a rumor online. But yeah, Aragorn's quest to capture Gollum between the Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring, tracking him to keep the ring's location from Sauron. The film explores Aragorn's early adventures as a ranger. So technically, this is more about
So it's
Aragorn
like an Aragon
origin
prequel,
story. Yeah. Well, I mean, it does kind of.
but it's still going to be Vigo.
Yes, maybe, probably not.
Hmm.
It's
It
gonna
can't
be,
right?
it's gonna be stupid, is what it's gonna be. Like, you don't need any of this.
Hmm.
We've done that whole bit this year where we had a whole Hobbit episode. And
Where are we at on the Andy Serkis Animal Farm?
Fuck if I know. That movie doesn't exist. Remember the Jungle Book movie he did?
I know it happened.
You know that he did. What is it? He did Venom. Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah, Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Of course. Duh.
That movie made an insane amount of money.
Made $500 million,
You know what it?
which is like half of what Venom made.
That's what the type of money 35 Shots of Rum made.
I believe 35 Shots of Rum did make $100 billion for every shot of rum.
For every
In the
shot of
title.
rum. Yeah, that's
3.5 billion.
that is a lot of money. Jay, let's actually talk about this movie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because this is actually a good movie, and we should talk about it.
It's a very good movie.
35 Shots of Rum, the latest film in the Claire Denis movie series. Some films in between, but I don't think you caught up with any of them.
Oh, this is the worst time of year for me to be doing this deep dive rabbit hole. It's award season. I got to watch 15 movies 4 days from now as we're recording this podcast. I am going to get to them. I promise, dear listener. I do it all for you.
I think by the end of the series, Jay will have more thoughts on some of these films in between.
Yes.
But we picked 35 Shots of Rum kind of because it's well regarded as one of her better films as we make our way into the new millennium with Claire Denis. And so, by happy accident, this movie is loosely inspired by Late Spring, the Ozu film that we discussed a couple of episodes back. So, Jay, I am very curious about the fact that you've already done a lot of, honestly, the research necessary for this film, because this is inspired deeply by a film that you and I love. So, with that in mind, and honestly, it's a very fascinating thing because Ozu does mirror a lot of his own films from that film later on in his career as well too. So that's why this is a very interesting thing, that this is a subject matter and story that's sort of taken away from Ozu and is now just opposed into another life, culture, and select group of people. So what did you think of Denis' interpretation here with 35 Shots of Rum?
It was hard watching it, having so recently watched Late Spring, to not compare the two, even as I was watching the movie, which I'm not sure does this film maybe the justice that it deserves, because I do think Late Spring is such an achievement, and this film I think is very much an achievement in similar ways, though not quite to the same extent, but I do think it's a really good movie. I was very impressed with this one. It's very low key, even from the, you know, opening score when we're just watching this subway train on tracks, and it has this very kind of what I can only describe as an American as a very whimsical French score. It just feels like what I think of France being. It feels like I'm in being transported into Ratatouille. And there is sort of a romanticism to that, but the film at large does have this kind of contradiction of romanticism and melancholy. It is an incredibly melancholy film, and I think where it separates itself from Late Spring is at the end of Late Spring there is a catharsis. Even though there is sadness, it's like, oh, but this is in the name of something very good. Not really what Claire Denis is into. Claire Denis is more into ambiguous sadness. And that is how 35 Shots of Rum ends, with a very similar plot. An older man living with his adult daughter who recognizes that he needs to detach and live his own life. Not in just like in Late Spring, a widower. So it is just him and his daughter living in this French apartment, and they seem very content. It seems like they are very happy with their living situation. But when tragedy strikes, the father, Lionel, realizes that it is time to cut the cord, so to speak, and compel his daughter to find her own path and try to find the sense of purpose that has, since the death of his wife outside of his daughter, sort of eluded him. There is a sense of stagnation to his character. He's so quiet. That we talked about Beau Travail, a very quiet film. Lionel makes the characters in Beau Travail look like chatterboxes. He is so quiet, so it's not a shy quiet though. It's really just a contemplative. You feel like there's so many gears moving around in his brain, so many thoughts that I would love to hear, but he's so internal, and characters in the film even bring that up, and he's scared to expose himself emotionally, and that only becomes more true over the course of the film. And it's an incredibly impactful father-daughter story that is a wonderful modern play on Late Spring. I really liked it. I think I like it more than I did 3 minutes ago when I started talking. Really good movie.
I agree with you. I really like this film a lot. And what I like about it so much, um, it is tied to Late Spring. But I also thought of an autumn afternoon because that ending is quite more profound as well, right, Jay? About sort of I believe it's an autumn afternoon, is taking, we kind of bookended that series with those two films. Now, that movie is entirely more about a man's legacy, his grief, his country. There's a lot of that going on in that film. There's a
So
lot
you're
of
saying it's an Ozu movie?
it's an Ozu movie through and through. But I think that this movie's DNA is actually a little bit tied into that because that ending is quite profound and quite devastating. And I do think that this movie is a little bit more in that vein, even though it is clearly most of its construction is built off of Late Spring. I think Denis is not stranglehold by that premise. I think she makes a film that's truly her own within this within this sort of setup within the story here that's already been laid out for her.
Agreed. Yeah.
And I think she's always such more interested in, yeah, this movie isn't dialogue heavy, but it's also about like when you're comfortable within your family and you're comfortable within and then different cultures, you don't have to say too much. You don't have to, you don't have to use so much heavy dialogue to
Yeah.
convey the
People
emotions.
might not think this from the podcast. I'm not much of a chatterbox in my private life. So that stuff really rings true for me when
That's
it's just sort of sitting comfortably.
Jay's only chatty when I'm around.
Well, I've met you one time. I had to be chatty, but also
You
honestly,
had to
there
be
is sort
chatty.
of I've not had to be chatty, but I wanted to be chatty in
You
that
wanted, you
situation. But
wanted to
I've
talk.
talked to my brother about the podcast before, and he's been like, "You're basically like playing a character on your podcast." And I was like, I mean, you got to get into performance mode a little
Well,
bit. I understand that, but it
you do have
is,
to talk on this show.
yeah, it's exclude. If I didn't talk, it'd be a pretty bad show.
Well, I
Still
don't
not
know.
even sure it's that good, but it'd be a lot worse if I didn't talk.
That's fair. But
That would mean Ryan would have to talk, and we get enough of that.
yeah, we get enough of that shit. Ask my wife. But
There's like 7 podcasts a week.
that's not true. I've cut down my shows. I
3.
don't. I only do stuff here, and occasionally if somebody asks me on. But I'm busy doing other stuff. I'm interviewing too many people right now. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
you're
doing.
interviewing a lot of folks.
I interviewed somebody before we did this podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
The interview is coming up next week, so everybody can get a little exclusive here. I talked to Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had.
Did you ask him
Don't.
what he's going to be doing when the Oscars are going?
He's going to be making the social reckoning. I'm sure he'll be. Well, no, actually, he'll probably be shooting the bear. Honestly,
Probably.
they got that. Talk about a show that just absolutely has just dipped.
Didn't even watch the most recent season.
Yeah, I watched like a couple episodes and I stopped. I didn't finish it.
I think season 2 is one of the great seasons of television I've watched.
It's great. I think the first season's wonderful, and then I just think that
I think 3 was
a mistake.
still a good season of television, but not even close to the first 2 seasons of The Bear.
Yeah, no,
And then I didn't watch 4.
I didn't watch it. I didn't finish it. I watched again a couple episodes and then I stopped. They're too long. They're too long. Episodes have felt too long. But I really like this film a lot, and I think that it was very interesting to watch the sort of outline. That's the way I want to describe it. The outline of the story being used in a different culture, but yet having the same meaning and understanding of this feeling that's very universal that we've talked about a lot on Late Spring and in Autumn Afternoon and throughout the Ozu series. And that Denis really talks about here, which is about the sense of parents and people wanting better for those that they love. But there's so much profound, I thought, sadness at the end of this film that she's able to convey that's different within the culture, right? Japanese culture as opposed to what we're seeing here. And I found that to be really interesting because if you took this into an American context, it would be maybe sadder or more maybe melodramatic, or maybe it would just be, we'd have to see who would, and what that would look like. But Denis does it within her own spin, and I think it's quite beautiful work. And it's very different than the movie we talked about last week. That's a lot about repression. This is a lot about. This isn't about repression to me more, Jay, than of course in the setup for this. This is about acceptance and doing what you think is right for the people you love, and so it's in a way pushing something, and then maybe that is a way of repression of repressing the status quo and change, but it's completely different than what we've talked about in the first 2 weeks, and it's fascinating to see someone as artistically brilliant as Denis is use influence on her film, and she's always had influences in her films.
Mm-hmm.
But she is it's like a student learning from a teacher, and those influences shine. And we know, and 9 times out of 10, we talk a lot on this show about the influences of American filmmakers and what they've had from international cinema or on like when we talked about PTA, we talked a lot about like Altman and Scorsese being inspirations to him. It's very cool, honestly, to watch a film in someone's filmography internationally using the language of international cinema to
From a completely different part of the world too.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And so
French
that's
cinema and Japanese cinema
are
are very,
far from
very
each
different.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different. And so but she's meeting those cultures there so brilliantly. And so I think it's a really, really good film. I don't think it is as, I want this to be also clear. I don't think it is as good as Late Spring. Many films are not Late Spring, to be clear.
Almost all films are
Yeah,
not.
are not that.
I would say probably like 2% of films I've seen in my life are as good as Late Spring.
Exactly. And I
So
mean,
that is not a dig
it's not a
at.
dig at it, but if you're going to do it, you need to have your own personality to it. And I think for sure Denis does that within some with far exceeds those expectations of filmmaker there.
Yeah, you know what I thought was really interesting was the what's her name? Josephine. Josephine is a student in in their classroom. At one point they talk about reparations for slavery, and I
Mhm.
was just like, Claire Denis is always going to have some sort of Euro African relationship commentary in her film, one way or another. And it is very brief, but I was just like, it was like Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There it is. There it is. That's the thing that she's maybe most
Yeah.
interested in to this point in her career. But it is a film of incredibly small moments, but incredibly big ideas, is kind of what I would say about it. And it is really cool that the film, I guess the second lead of the film is Maddie Diop, who has become a filmmaker in her own right. Atlantics, Ryan, was a film that we actually reviewed
Yes.
at our previous site over at In Session Film, and a film we both liked a good deal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I mean, she
And
had
I
one of
think
my
that has some Denis DNA in it, 1,000,000%.
I think she made one of my favorite films of 2024, my second favorite film of 2024 last year, the documentary Dahomey.
Ah, I've
Um,
not seen that one. I meant to
I
watch that. I forgot about
you've
that.
got to watch it. I think that it speaks. Talk about talk about a movie that Maddie Diop being in this movie. I was like, oh, this totally makes sense because that is a documentary built for someone who is watching the films of Claire Denis and loves the films of Claire Denis. It's about these like royal artifacts of a Western African kingdom that French colonies in the 19th century collected and displayed in Paris, and then they were giving them back to the country. And it's so cool. I don't want to like give up the setup. It's only 68 minutes, but it is a profound documentary on
Documentary.
yeah, sorry,
That's an
documentary.
intellectual way to pronounce it. I
See, you
mean,
asshole, I told you I was
it's a
going to be like this
wonderful
today.
documentary.
um it's a wonderful commentary and documentary about asshole.
Oh, that's what you're doing. You were conflating
I was trying
documentary and
to, yeah,
commentary into one word.
exactly. About when someone takes one's culture, how do they accept it back in? How do they feel about that? There's large conversations in that about generational conversations about the history of and what these artifacts, because they only get 26 of the artifacts back. There's thousands still in France, but they're only getting these 26 pieces back. So so there's all these generations having conversations in it. It's absolutely fascinating.
Interesting.
So it makes total sense then when you see Maddie Diop in a movie like this, where she's playing a character that Claire Denis is using this story, and it's really fascinating because when we talked about Late Spring, we're talking about a director using this story, a template that he had done many times before, and just opposing it on Japanese culture, and if not Claire Denis in typical Claire Denis fashion, using the the experience of outsiders in France and what that says about modern culture as well, and what it feels about their role in this world that is evolving, and what that society allows them to have in terms of in terms of their relationship. I mean, she's kind of a really great genius when it comes to introspectively looking at her culture and in
She
saying
looks
there's problems.
outward.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
looking at the problems of it. I don't necessarily think she has solutions, and that's okay. But to talk about the problems is what a director's supposed to do: is just show them, talk about them, and through the characters, we discover things. And in this movie, I think we totally do that as well.
Yeah, as much as anything, what she does is not just look internally at a culture, but she looks externally at what that culture has meant to other people,
Yeah,
not in that culture. And that's one of her great powers. You want to hear a fascinating and also damning stat?
sure.
Maddie Diop made history when Atlantics premiered at Cannes, becoming the first black woman to direct a film featured in competition at the festival.
Yeah,
2019.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, there was okay. I think I've told you this story, or maybe I said it on another podcast. But I was when I was in Cannes this past year, and I'm not bragging about that I went to Cannes, Jay. So don't try to start your shit.
Oh wait, you were at
I
Cannes?
knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it.
What?
What? But so I saw Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest,
A good film.
a good film, and
Baffling score.
I understand. I understand what Spike's doing. He's making choices. God bless America. With that we have Spike Lee. Anyway, I'm watching the film. I'm really vibing with it, but it is a totally different experience. I think watching a Spike Lee film in a room full of international press and watching that movie specifically, and the people that were laughing at it and not like in a good way and
Mm.
snickering and talking and being rude and called it the worst movie of the festival and the worst movie. Some people even called it the worst movie they've ever seen at
So,
Cannes.
I do want to dig into this,
Yes.
honestly, a lot of it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So my understanding of Can is that
Mm-hmm.
there is this acceptance of sort of performative negativity if there's a movie they don't like.
Correct.
That proved to be the case.
It proved to
Like people
be.
will go out of their way to be assholes in the middle of a screening if they don't like the movie.
It kind of. It wasn't too crazy because it wasn't like the Grand Lumiere where the film premiered. Right. It was in the smaller press theater. Okay. But there were snickering and it was not like when you and I go to a press screening here. If you don't like it, you just sit there and shut the fuck up. There was not any of that. There was like very animated people, but it wasn't like animated to the point where like they were getting up and it was like a roller coaster ride or some
Yeah, I mean
bullshit.
there are stories about like Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, like people essentially pouring gasoline in the lobby and setting the theater on fire.
Yeah, that did not happen. But there were a lot of people that were just very disruptive. And then they had the nerve to say it was like the worst movie they'd ever seen, the worst movie that was ever at the Cannes Film like a lot of hyperbole, right?
A lot
And
of hyperbole.
and
Yeah.
then and so I couldn't help myself in asking some of these people later in the festival why do they say that? And one of the journalists who was very nice in line basically said like like you said performative, but it also is it's completely racist. And that's the truth because I went to a ton
That
of
was the
screenings.
honest impression you got of the reaction was just
Absolutely. Because
interesting.
I sat in the majority of films that I saw at Cannes, Jay, it was press screenings with those people. And the majority of films at Cannes are white directors. Shocking. And a lot of them are white men. Shocking.
What won the
So
Palm this year? I don't even remember.
Jafar Panahi's film,
Ah,
which I
yes.
wasn't in a press screening for that. I was at a regular screening for that the next day after it premiered. Because you can see like so there's the press screenings go on at the same time as the massive premieres that's right next door. And then the following day they rerun the films in the Grand Lumiere, the big theater, where it premiered, and you don't have to go all fancy dressed up. The only time you have to go
That's
to
named
Venice.
after the lamp from Beauty and the Beast.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Do you know the music that they play before every screening at Cannes?
Yeah, of course I do. Cotton Eye Joe.
I was gonna, I was gonna let you have it, and I thought you were gonna be a smart. I thought you were gonna be. I really, really thought you were gonna know this. It's some of the music from Days of Heaven.
Oh,
Yeah,
the great. Is it the
it's like the yeah, like the kind
that
of
one?
sounds kind of twinkly. You know what I mean? Yeah, it sounds beautiful and it's great, and you would love it.
I
I've
bet the
played.
French loved Days of Heaven.
Yeah, it did. I think it was in competition. They love Terrence Malick, and you know what? Whenever he decides to get that
I
movie
gotta
ready,
move to France.
he's gonna fucking get that movie there. That's where it's gonna premiere, buddy.
This
But no,
film, the one that we're
I
talking about today, 35
yeah,
Shots of Rum, premiered out of competition
that's the
at
other
Cannes.
thing too, is that she's really famous and known for being in and out of competition at Cannes. But to that point, the Spike film wasn't in competition. It was out of competition. They didn't
Mhm.
even announce it on the initial run. There was a lot of people upset from when Spike accidentally announced Titan won the Palme d'Or many years before, which is just fucking awesome. But it felt very, it felt, again, to back to the point, it felt very pointed and charged. And unlike any other screening I had there where people acted very unkindly and very
Say it with your
indecent.
chest, Ryan. What do you think about French critics?
I I think if you were in that screening and you acted like an asshole to Spike Lee, I think you're an asshole. Like I just gonna
There
say
you
it.
go.
I'm not gonna hide myself. People acted like buffoons for a movie that is does not. You don't need to be like that. It also just shows that for a place that's supposed to celebrate world cinema, it's like you've never watched a Spike Lee film before in your life. Like this man's gonna make some wild. Spike has made.
That is true. If you watch Highest to Lowest and you're like, what is Spike doing with this one? It's like, excuse me?
Have you never watched this man's movies? Like he is notorious for making choices, and some of those choices, to the film's point, they don't always work for some people. For me, I kind of appreciate some of those choices because I just think that they're like distinctly. That's how I know I'm watching a Spike Lee movie in some
Spike's
ways.
messiness is a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, it is, and that's why when people are like, "It's a mess," it's like, no, it's not. It's just a Spike Lee movie. Just to fucking embrace it, like for what it is. Like we're not gonna get many more of these fucking things.
I would rather that score in Highest to Lowest be completely baffling than boring. But
Exactly,
my God,
but
it is baffling.
it is baffling. But you're just like, cool, like he did it, like good for him. You know what I mean? And I get it sort of as I've read some stuff that Spike has said, and I understand what he's trying to go for. I personally wouldn't have gone the entire route the way he did, but I appreciate somebody of his talent going there and
The
attempting to go
French
there.
didn't understand the metatextual context of ASAP Rocky.
No, they didn't. I think that was the other thing too.
He's very good. Big year for ASAP Rocky at the movies.
They were laughing a lot of like at the songs he was singing and the rap stuff. Like there was a lot. There was a lot of just y'all need to hang around some black people more, than just
I
being
think
here for
ASAP
the
Rocky
assholes.
is a good actor.
I think he's phenomenal in that movie, and I think he's really good in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I
Yep.
think he's really good in that. Conan's really good in that. That movie's really good.
That movie. I love it. Oh
Is that
my
in your
God.
is that in like your five right now?
Right now, as we're talking,
Hmm?
that's my two.
That's your number two.
That's my two of the year.
Wow.
I love that movie.
Did you watch that by yourself?
Watched it by myself in an Airbnb home theater.
By the way, not to get off track because we've obviously talked so much about 35 Shots of Rum. It you went you went to an Airbnb with your in-laws while your wife was working. You went
Yeah.
for like a full week vacation with them. And you showed me these photos of this in-home theater.
hmm
I got to ask you, one, did you know that ahead of time? Or was that
I
a
think I
discovery
might
there?
have seen a picture. I wasn't tracking
How
it
was the
really
but
before
how
we
was the
got there.
sound quality in the room and stuff?
Sound was mediocre. It was just a
Mm.
sound par.
Oh,
Um,
that's disappointing.
Disappointing given I mean, it was like a 90-inch TV
It was
and
it was 3 rows, at least 10
theater seats,
seats.
three, I think, yeah, three or four. Yeah, I think it was three
Rows.
rows of seats, probably 15
Were the
seats
seats
total,
seats
13 seats
nice?
total. They were fine. They were
Comfortable?
kind of the retro theater seats. We're not talking recliners. We're talking
We're talking just regular sits.
regular seats with cup holders
Yeah.
and the arms that come down, which is fun.
Did you
We
have to sit in the
watched.
front?
Honestly, the front was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was too close.
Okay.
So for the most part, people sat second, third row.
Mm.
I did occasionally sit in the front row if I wanted just complete overstimulation.
Did you have to turn it up a bit?
The volume.
Yeah. 'Cause the sound-
Yeah, I mean the sound. It was a pretty small room with hard walls, so the sound carried.
Mm.
But it was that the lack of surround sound was certainly the most disappointing element of it. If I can run through the movies that I watched in said theater,
Sure. I didn't know if you wanted to set up any of this because later we're going to do recommendations if you wanted to recommend any of those, but
well,
you can
I'll just tell
hold.
you what I watched, and I won't even say what I liked.
Okay.
Although one of the films that I liked, I watched half of Play Dirty before my son woke up in the middle of the night, and I had to go tend to him.
Are you going to finish that?
The Amazon film. I will finish it. Shane Black.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his films.
Yeah. Big Tony Scott guy.
I watched If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Yeah. We talked about that.
I watched the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I'm
Can I
sorry.
tell you?
Still sucks.
As bad as ever.
I have to, they sent me the 4K for that and I put it up on one of the write-ups for On the Shelf. The wife was very excited that because she likes the film. And see, they're not all perfect out there, Jay. And your wife like Hocus Pocus. My
Mhm.
wife likes this. And she's like, I can't wait to put up the tree and watch it. And I went, great. There goes a Sunday afternoon for me. So, and she knows because we're in the week of Thanksgiving. She knows the Cowboys play on Thursday. She knows Longhorns play on Friday. And so she's like, you're not really watching anything on Saturday and Sunday. And I said, well, I do want to watch the Michigan and Ohio
It's
State game.
Grinch time.
And I want to watch the Iron
Gotta
Bowl.
watch the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, I got to watch the
course.
Iron Bowl. And she's going, okay, but what are you doing on Sunday? And she got me. She got me. So I'm screwed. I got to watch it.
Cowboys are playing on Thursday. They
Yeah,
screwed you.
playing the Chiefs.
I watched two other films in the theater.
What's sentimental value in theory?
Sentimental Value
Okay.
and Spider-Man No Way Home, a film that I find vile and disgusting. One of my least favorite MCU movies.
Is that your least favorite MCU movie?
No, because it is
It has
undeniably
the nostalgia
better
stuff gets you.
than Captain America, Red Hulk, whatever the new one's called.
Oh, the Brave New World.
Despicable. Absolute trash.
I still think Thor: The Dark World's pretty terrible. That's the second Thor one.
No, we need to reassess it. I think it's.
Don't you fucking know?
No, that's actually not. That's far from my least favorite MCU.
I never saw the Marvels. Was the Marvels bad?
Never saw the Marvels. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Yeah. Quantumania is pretty bad.
People love it.
Quantumania is pretty rough.
Yeah, Quantumania is very bad.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a good Marvel movie. Did you like Fantastic Four?
I did. I did
Oof.
like that. I did like that one.
Stinky.
You didn't like that one?
Stinky.
I liked it. I thought it was kind of I liked it that it wasn't all connected and it was just in its own thing and it was
It's
like
interesting that you would think it's good because it's bad. Iron Man 2, quite bad.
that's pretty rough.
Thor 3, Love and Thunder. That one's tough.
That's Thor 4.
Thor 4, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, the third Ragnarok, which was kind of fun.
Ragnarok's fun.
Yeah.
It's before
Kate
Taika.
Blanchett.
That's before Taika got on all of our nerves. Though you sniffed that out before anybody else did.
I believe the culture has appropriately reassessed Jojo Rabbit.
Yes.
which is one of the worst things that has come out in the last decade.
Yes.
You were critical of me when I
Just thought you were a
assaulted
little
that
mean
film
about
upon
it, but
release.
then
That was when history has proven me right on Jojo Rabbit.
and I'm giving you the props there. You got one right in the 8 years I've known you. Congratulations.
Hey, you hit 300 in the major leagues, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
That's true. Of course, if you're like Otani, you're like hitting 5 for 5. Truly, just one of the greatest players I've ever seen in my life.
He's coming on to finish out Denis.
And he's actually going to speak English. He's not going to have the translator on.
He can speak English.
I know
he's
he can.
it.
It's a fucking fake if I've ever seen it.
He doesn't want to talk to the press.
He doesn't want to talk to them. You know what? Good for him. He's found a way. I bet you if Greg Popovich could have done that for years, Pop would have been able to do it. Oh my God. I actually have immense respect for him. I don't for the Dodgers, but I have immense respect for Otani.
It's a great bet. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
I'm going to take it a step further. He's one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen in my life.
I was having this debate recently, not to get off topic.
Not to get off topic. We've been very on topic today.
Greatest baseball player of all time. I proposed a player that...
You said Barry Bonds.
Oh, wait. Did we already talk about this?
No, I think we talked about this offline. But
offline.
But
yeah, I said Barry Bonds was the greatest baseball player of all time, and I was laughed at.
I mean, like in our lifetime?
No, ever.
Like, oh, ever.
Which honestly, it's hard to talk about older players, but honestly, it's like, yeah, guys now are better than guys in the 50s. They just are.
I mean,
it's the great, Bill Russell debate. Where do you put Bill Russell in greatest basketball players of all time?
Bill Russell's a top 10 player of all time.
If Bill Russell was in the NBA today, he'd be averaging 11 and 11.
That's mean. That's mean. And you know it.
A guy like me was the starting point guard for the, Minneapolis Lakers.
There you go. Man, and you looked great in those shorts. I'm not going to lie.
I would rock those shorts.
Yeah, and you'd have the same tan you have now. Non-existent.
I saw some list recently about like best players of the 21st century that really disrespected Duncan, and I wanted to send it to you, but I forgot.
You would have pissed me off doing that.
I know. I like pissing you off though.
You do. You do. You send me shit, and I go, "Why are you sending this to me?" Who was number
Spurs
one?
Beat my Hawks without Wemby.
Yeah,
that was garbage.
Just need him to be 500 until he gets back.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, you fucking caused Wemby to get hurt, so I don't want to fucking hear any of this.
I am not allowed to talk to Ryan about
any sports. Any
sports.
Nope. No, because I'll you know what? I'll paint the scene. All right. So my Longhorns lose 35-10 to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, football season's over. Doesn't matter. We're not making the playoff.
I don't think I said a word after that game.
No, you did. He goes, well, that's all right, man. Focus on what matters now. Wemby. Shit you fucking not. Not even 12 hours later. I get
quad something.
It's
hamstring.
The calf strain, and he's out for like 2 to 4 weeks. Shams reports it, and I text him. I go, "You go right to hell." Like it was beyond. The timing of it was so.
I meant it in
spot
completely.
On. I know what you meant.
Like it was a nice.
I know what you meant.
It was a nice thing for me.
I know your heart's in the right place, but you've got to understand how fucking just bad timing that was in every way. And and then Castle got hurt and he was out, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Everybody's hurt now. So Jay's spreading his 28-3 bad juice over to my teams, and it's just you said it on the record that you want people to feel like you feel as an Auburn fan, and you sure got me there.
We got the 2025 Iron Bowl this weekend. We got a shot.
Yes. I'm on the record.
The line is less than a touchdown.
I am on the record of that. You guys have played enough fucking close games and have not gotten over the hump. Alabama's vulnerable.
It's sort of like probability. It's impossible to keep losing these games.
you got to play for something. It's really going to be like what your bowl game, really, when you think of that.
If
think
we
about
win
it.
this game, we make a bowl.
Exactly. So you got a lot motivated, a lot on the line. It's at home.
It's at home.
If you were at Bama, I'd be having a
Weird
different
stuff
conversation.
happens in
Weird
Alabama.
stuff happens at that fucking stadium. Give me Alabama to lose to Auburn
Wow.
31-28.
31-28.
The offense opens up.
Woo.
Yeah.
The offense has been opening up. We scored 62 points last week.
Yes, sir.
That hasn't happened in many, many years.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward
Well, that's exciting that Ryan thinks that. I do not feel as confident.
Exactly. For sure.
Right?
Yeah. I felt so. You know what's the difference between this one and Late Springs? Obviously, we talked about the culture and everything. Was really getting to see and know the man that she's going to be with. Noel.
I don't like him very much.
I don't like him either.
No way.
Yeah.
Not a big fan.
Not a fan of him, but it is very interesting because that character is not like that entity, that man is not existent in Late Spring. And really in
not really.
Entities.
He's sort of this, you're supposed to think, oh, he's nice.
Yes.
That's kind of the thing about him. No way. You're kind of like, this guy kind of sucks.
But he also, by the end of the film too, there's like this, this man sees what his daughter is going to marry, and it's not particularly like going to be.
He's trying to make out with her right in front of her dad.
Yeah, that's just
weird.
That's just inappropriate.
He takes her from her dad on the dance floor, and then is like, let's go have sex in the bathroom.
He's a stinker, dude. He's got probably no.
He is
prospects.
a little stinker,
but that's
100%.
But it's also too. It's then she's happy. She seems happy. Seems content with it. I think he understands like, oh, great. I'm going to have this guy around for forever. You know what I mean? You know when you have that feeling with your in-law where you're like, great, this guy's going to be here for a while.
At least in Late Spring, it's like. He's a nice young man.
He's a nice young man. This guy's like, fuck, this guy's got no prospects. But this is reality. This is reality of setting in different cultures as well, too.
It is like, giving her away, not in complete content, but just being like, to a certain extent, she kind of has to make her own mistakes.
Yeah.
And if that's
maturity.
It takes.
Yeah.
It is, but also if my daughter was getting married to somebody that was like that, I'd be drinking 35 shots of rum too.
I know you would, but you also, I think I've told this story before. So, but maybe I said it during that film, but I'm going to say
this is one of the great questions. Do you tell somebody that's about to get married that they shouldn't get married?
Well, this is the thing is that my grandfather hated my uncle who married my aunt, my father's sister. He fucking hated him. Called him a hick. All right. Just guys worked in construction his whole life. They've not lived to you want your kids to have more than what you had. Right, Jay? That's the goal of any parent.
Sure.
And sure. You want the best for your children. You want
for
more
sure.
for them.
I'm not going to disparage a person who's worked in construction.
No, but he's lived, he's never, I'm not disparaging him either.
He has no drive. No.
He's not getting past. Like he's not getting past a certain level, right?
Just accepting mediocrity.
Just big fat schlubby
dud.
Yeah, dud. You know what I mean? And not good with money. Just a bad choice. And my aunt says they're going to get married, and my grandfather. Oh man, every conversation my dad told me about was like, when they weren't there, he was cussing about it, and he was pissed. And my grandmother probably heard more things, more worse things than you can possibly imagine. But when it came down to it, at the end of the day, when she said, we're getting married, and will you walk me down the aisle? He did it because he's just a better man than I am. But two, he's like, I'm not living with him the rest of my life. And if she's happy, who am I denying that happiness?
It's about encouraging. Yeah. It's about being behind the people that you love.
It's also they're adults and they can make their decisions, and you have to respect those decisions, even if those decisions are not what you think is best for them. They have to, it's trial by error. It's their life, and you have to you you can give them your advice, but that's all that it really is. You know, when I turned 18, my dad said, "I'm, you're an adult now. I'm more of like an advisor to you of anything. I'll give you my opinion on stuff, but you ultimately have to make those decisions." You know what I mean? You and then when we got married, it was the same thing. Me and my wife. He's like, the only two people that matter are you and your wife. And then down the road, the only people that matter are you and your kids and your wife. Nobody else can tell you anything. Like, anybody's outside opinion, you can take all that in, but ultimately it has to be your decision. That's how you build your family. And I think, would he have wanted somebody else for his daughter? Absolutely. I think anybody would want, once again, better for their children. But he saw her in that dress and he
You gotta
almost
just
like,
be behind him.
he saw her in that dress and he just became a puddle of goo also as well. But yes, I think there is also in the 35 shots of rum that he does take at the end. I think that when you close a
There's a
chapter, it's very,
deep sadness in
there's a
that
lot
scene.
of emotions and a lot of things that's going on when he's doing that. You know what I mean? It's losing
Especially
his,
since he was even in a previous, it's a culmination of several things because
Mhm.
very importantly, he rejects this 35 shots of rum earlier in the
Early in the
film
film.
because he's like, this is not
It's not
who
who
I
I
am
am.
anymore. It's almost
No.
like an it's an acceptance of inevitable end
Hmm.
with the 35 shots of rum at the end. It's sad. It is to me him kind of being like, well, the guy I celebrated threw himself in front of a train. I'm living alone now. My daughter married a guy I'm not a huge fan of.
And I'm
Might as well
alone.
drink 35 shots of
Yeah.
rum.
And I'm alone. And, I got everybody around the bar, but,
He did it for entire like he encouraged her to drift away from him for entirely honorable reasons, but it leaves him in despair to
yeah,
a certain extent.
for sure.
It's
For sure.
tough.
It's tough. It's beautiful though.
It is beautiful, but it's
It's
it
devastating.
is a much different feeling than the one you have at the end of Late Spring. And I think that's very purposeful, and I think it's entirely Claire Denis. I mean, you aren't like, oh, that the happy ending of Late Spring with everyone sort of perpetuating the circle of life and the Eastern ideas of family. It's more like, oh, can Western people survive if they are operating with the best interest of others in mind in the society that we have constructed for ourselves? And maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, for
Doing great.
sure. Doing, doing great. I mean, like you posed that question earlier. I was going to ask you, like, would you tell somebody?
Uh, we got uninvited from a wedding for asking that question one time. So my
You
wife and
got
I,
uninvited from a wedding okay. Jay.
it wasn't me actually. It was my beloved.
What did she ask? So, like, she just asked, like, straight up, like, is this a good idea? Essentially.
Yeah, she more or less said, "Are you sure you want to marry this girl?" And we were uninvited from the wedding.
Or are these like people that you're really close to? Like, are they family or like friends?
Friends, I would say they're college friends, very close friends from college, and a bunch of people who went to the wedding stayed with us that weekend because it was in Atlanta.
Mm,
But and they said the wedding was not fun.
yeah.
So
Well,
we
you
won.
kind of won that one.
We won.
Are they still together?
They are still together. I believe she just had a child.
Do you guys not see them anymore after that?
No, I've not seen. I saw him at a recent wedding with a mutual friend,
Yeah.
but
Did y'all talk?
very briefly.
Yeah. Were
His wife
y'all
is his
were-
wife is the worst. I mean, just out of control.
so that's what kind of broke it is maybe Allie and the wife. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail, But
I
this
got
is
you. I
not
got you.
this is not an
This is
idea
why.
that
No,
only we hold.
no, but
This is an
no.
idea
That's
held by
fair.
many, including many of those who attended that wedding.
Listen, this is why Allie's my favorite, one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
She's my favorite Ledbetter in the household because I know she would ask that question. I know exactly how she would ask that too. And honestly,
Yeah.
I side with her for asking the freaking question in the first place.
Uninvited.
You know
He
what?
was at our wedding.
Oh yeah, was he a groomsman?
Nope.
Okay, well then that's okay.
Didn't quite make that cut.
Would I have made the cut if
If
you
I
were getting
got
married
married today,
now? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you'd be up there with me.
You'd be up there with me.
Yeah,
Just
man.
we just didn't know.
Unfortunately, we were
just
already married.
yeah, we were already. Well, no, I I knew
Did you get
you.
married after we started potting?
Yes, but we
I
had
think
just
I
we were in 2018.
so I would have been married for about a year.
Yeah, and we were October 20th of 18. So and we had started like I think we had started in like September or August or something like that. So we really did not fully know it. But yeah, obviously, come on, like you would be up there. You're like
Oh yeah, no doubt,
you're one of my best friends. I love
no
you.
doubt.
I love doing the show with you every
And
single
I
week.
would have.
I would have let you in see.
I think you're better than Noe as well.
You think so?
Yeah. One thing I think is interesting about this
I think
movie
you would
is
love Megan, by the way. I don't think that you would be asking me. You sure? I think you would be asking her. You sure about him?
I gotta meet Megan for sure,
I think you would be
and
like,
I'm excited too.
you sure
But
about him? Well, when are you going to come? Are you coming next year?
we're gonna figure it out.
Because doesn't Auburn come to Texas next year?
I think it's Auburn comes to Texas 2 years from now.
But so we go to
But
Auburn next year?
we can figure out something in between.
I feel like we're going to figure it out because
I'm going to a festival next year too.
yeah, that's right.
I'm doing
That's
it.
right. Yeah, we're going together.
We're going.
The, us at a festival?
Be a
Ridiculous.
little bit of a Dumb and Dumber situation.
Okay, that's. I mean, I was
Ryan, you're dumb. I'm dumber.
Okay, thank you very much. I was just clarifying it. I got a little bit of class.
Who is dumb and dumber in that movie? Do you think Jim Carrey is dumber, or do you think he's dumb?
Oh, man.
This is what the people want to hear on a 35 Shots of Rum
I
episode.
think that Daniels is the dumb and Carrie's the dumber.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah, but it's close. We're really splitting.
Daniel
hairs
seems to have a little more
there. Daniels has the
social
the bathroom
intelligence.
scene though, which is an iconic scene.
But what are you gonna like? What else is he gonna do?
You know what I thought about? I was sitting there the other day and I was looking at because this is the last one of the year. This is the last series of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we will start the new series, I believe, the last week of the year.
End of
maybe?
Christmas time?
Yeah, like Christmas time, maybe. I don't know. I just got to look back at the schedule. Anyway,
Paul W.S. Anderson.
I was looking into like, for next year or the year after. Even though listeners, we already got next year planned out, so you guys don't have to worry about any of that shit. We're just fucking wild men over here.
It's gonna be a big year.
It's gonna be a great year.
Gonna be a big year.
Big year. But I was looking at stuff for 27. And I don't know why, but I was just like, what if we did the Farrelly brothers? And like, what if we did something really stupid?
Gotta open that green book.
And I was looking at it and I was just like, my God, they had a really great run of genuinely fun comedies, successful comedies. I think this opened up because I saw a clip of me, myself, and Irene on TikTok or something. And I was just like, God. And then they just have this. They had the pulse of everybody for a while, and then
Did they
just
do the
fell
Heartbreak
apart.
Kid remake?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that one's tough.
We're not. So and I was like, God. And there's like Hall Pass and Movie 43 and
Hall Pass. I've seen worse movies than Hall Pass.
Movie 43.
I have not seen Movie 43. I believe that is the film where Hugh Jackman has testicles hanging from his throat.
He's as what Men in Black, what Will Smith calls a Balchinian. So
Okay,
yeah.
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
What blackmail did the people who made that movie have on the giant movie stars in that cast?
I don't know. I think they just said yes because
Isn't Emma Stone in that?
everybody's in that movie. Kate Winslet's in that movie.
Yeah, Kate Winslet. That she's the one talking to Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people in that movie. It's one on the resume you look and you go, fuck, we're not talking about that at the career retrospective, I'll tell you that. But yeah. No, I was just trying to like look and think of like some underrated directors that we're going to talk about. But I don't want to spoil that. That's going to be an off conversation. We don't talk about that on the pod because you guys
see Dennis Quaid feels like he should have been in movie 43,
but he wasn't.
No, he was.
He was.
But I'm saying like
that seems like his vehicle.
Halle Berry, probably not.
Okay. Well,
Justin Long, he was born to be in movie 43.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott.
That's a guy.
He has movie 43 on his birth certificate.
Oh, wow. On his birth certificate. Jesus, Jay. That's so mean.
Jeremy Allen White doesn't feel like he should have been in movie 43.
Was he?
He was.
Whoa. Shit. I could have asked him about that.
You should have. Richard Gere shouldn't have been in movie 43.
He's at like the beginning, I think, of that movie.
Naomi Watts?
Leo Schreiber, too, right?
Uma Thurman. Come on,
Uma. I saw Uma the other day. She's supporting the Kill Bill Whole Bloody Affair. You going to go see it?
Can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
They're doing press screenings for it.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wish I got an invite to one of those bad boys.
I don't think they're doing it in Atlanta, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
I saw the whole list, and luckily Austin was one. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to see it twice in a week.
I'm definitely going to see it. Seeing it twice in a week is insane behavior.
I'm going to the press screening, and then I'm going to take the wife at the end of the week. So, because we already bought the tickets. So,
I mean, that's fine. That is the ultimate move of a person who does not have a child.
And I'm seeing.
I respect it.
And I see Avatar the day before the press screening. So
what you just said adds up to about 11 hours.
Yeah,
so,
and you know what?
Yeah, gonna have a great time.
It's gonna have a great time. You know what? I'll send selfies just like
let me know how that goes.
I'll send you my AwardsWatch or my awards ace selfies from each
When
experience.
are we getting him on the pod?
When hell freezes over.
I would love to have him on the pod.
No, man, we couldn't do it. The abs.
Surely y'all have gotten in a Twitter spat.
No, he's blocked. Or maybe I'm unblocked. I don't know. Either way, couldn't have him on. The abs would be glistening on the screen. Wouldn't be able to talk about anything.
I'll message him. We'll get him on.
No, we don't need him. We're too big for him. We're too big for him. You know,
he might like High Life though.
No, he's very anti A24. That's an A24 film. So.
Any listeners out there not familiar, go look up Awards Ace.
Yeah.
Eric Weber.
No, don't say the full name. God
spelled preposterously. ERICK. Check him out.
You either pick the C or you pick the K. You can't have both.
He's a listener.
You can't have both, right? You can't do
He had a lot of good feedback for our PTA series.
Did he really?
No.
Oh, wait. Did he say something about our series?
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought
probably.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he probably.
Maybe he'll bring us up on his live stream. I'm trying to get.
Are you trying to get on the live stream?
Negative. Yeah.
You have to write a negative review of a movie he loves in order to get on that live stream. That's what I've noticed.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think you have to write a positive review of the movie he hates.
Yeah.
You have to be called a shill. That's what he likes calling out, are shills.
That's true. He loves to be like, oh, the pull quote whores. Yeah. He's really big
he's
in
very
that.
anti.
Yeah, he must hate Peter Travers. Like, is Peter Travers still doing stuff?
He's got to be getting old.
Because I think maybe
Rolling Stone. He was Rolling Stone, right?
Yeah, I feel like is Pete Travers maybe like the most.
Rolling Stone barely exists.
We talk about like Ebert a lot being very influential, but is Travers really influential for the pull quote horrification of the world? Like, does the world?
I honestly think he gets a little bit of a bad rap just because he wrote for a really big publication. I'm looking at his
like when you call Hamnet the greatest movie ever made, is that because of Peter Travers?
That We should talk about that
No,
briefly
we should not. Not on this show. I mean, I'll let
because
you go.
that
I'll let you go.
it was one
I can't
absurd
believe we're doing this. Here we go.
and two
Who cares?
unfair to that outlet and that person
Oh,
because
you're
it
gonna. Oh,
wasn't
okay.
pulled from a review.
No,
It was pulled from a freaking tweet.
which is just embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It is an absolutely horrible look for said outlet.
I've had quotes pulled from letterbox reviews, and I feel terrible about it because it's like somebody wrote a review on our website. Why don't you just pull something from that?
I think pulling, yeah,
Just,
or at
somebody
least
somebody spent the time.
you
Do that.
can't at the very least you can't attribute the quote to an outlet if it wasn't published at the outlet.
No, or at least name the person.
You can put,
Name the person.
but you can say a person, but you can't say the person, comma, outlet if it wasn't published at the
Well, no,
outlet.
if they're a writer for that outlet,
You think so? What if
it's
they're a freelancer who has written for an outlet at one time?
if you but this is where consent happens because Jay, they email me all the time about quotes that I have,
Well,
whether it's
if
social
they did
media
that,
or
then
stuff like
that's
that.
different.
And that's the thing. They should have emailed her and asked her, is it okay? And they show you the whole thing too. They're like, it's not a surprise sometimes because they'll show you different versions. They should have, what it should have happened was,
To
here's
be
the
clear, what
versions
we're
we're going to
talking
run.
about is there is a blurb on
Ham-
is it a trailer or a
It's like a, like,
poster?
it was like a
Just promotional material of some kind.
FYC promotional material as well as like a get your tickets now kind of thing.
It
for
said
Hamnet.
Hamnet, the quote, I'm not sure if I'm quoting it exactly, was the greatest movie of all time.
No, okay, you're being a little disingenuous there. It was one of the best of the year, if not one of the best films ever made. That's kind of what it was, right?
I actually think it was more definitive than that.
Okay. I'm trying to find it real quick. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna
Not
find
just the best picture of the year, the best film ever
Yes,
made.
there you
That's
go.
what
Yes,
it is.
much
That's
more definitive.
much more definitive. I was giving it more of the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
I
than
was not
should
being
have.
disingenuous at all. I
Yeah.
was being true to what it was saying.
Yes.
But yeah, and it was from I'm not going to talk about the outlet. They don't deserve to be whatever.
No.
But
You're writing for
it-
him next week, right?
it was a smaller outlet who I can understand the desire to get that sort of publicity, you know.
Listen. I understand. I think that in the world where
The first time you see your words on FYC material or
regardless
something,
of what it is, who
it
cares?
is pretty intoxicating.
It is. I mean,
It's
like
a cool thing.
Jay's been around long enough to know. Like when I got the pull coat for Pig.
Ryan had a damn billboard.
Yeah, two. I've had two billboards.
Yeah.
I'm one billboard shy of being a Martin McDonagh film, and I really
honestly think
want
it's
one
more embarrassing for the Hamnet team than the site.
I kind of agree with you. Though
Hamnet didn't have to look very far to
they
find
also
good words about their
but
film.
Jay, they also have to approve that, so the person is culpable in that as well.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm like, everybody's like, oh, be mad at the website. I'm like,
but in
and
that,
the person,
in that
I'm like, you approved it. They approve everything for perpetuity for FYC stuff.
In that instance, who do they ask for approval from? The person or the outlet?
Yes, they will find either the outlet or the person or both. Honestly, both. Like, I'll tell you this.
This is a very important.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example.
The outlet approved it, I think horrible behavior by them.
But also too,
if the person approved it, I think bad behavior. But
still bad behavior. You approved it.
Bad behavior.
You approved it. But if the outlet does, because I'll tell you how,
especially letting them attribute it to the outlet on the outlet's behalf is a bad look.
Can I tell you how we do it here? And you know this is that Eric will get stuff for his, and then he'll get stuff for reviews on the site. And Eric will then message said writer, like he's done to me, Sophia, yourself, anybody. And they will ask for, are you okay with this? Are you okay with these changes? Eric will ask that. And so it is a double comp of my confirmation and Eric's confirmation. Because there have been times where they have said something and Eric's not okay with it. He's like, maybe not that. And then there's been like stuff where I'm like, man, they really jumped through a hoop to fucking get that thing. And then sometimes it's just like every word of the review, it feels like that they've just taken and used in various different ways. So I think if you're a proper website, and this is maybe a learning lesson, if you're a proper website,
this is the problem.
If you're a proper website, you go out there and your editors and the writer both need to approve this before anything is approved. So if the writer came out and said it, and approved it, she should have probably gone to them and been like, hey, they're asking me, and attributing right to the website.
So it's
even though I didn't write in it.
It's a three-headed beast.
It's a three-headed beast. You need to have those conversations.
Potentially shame on the marketing team for not talking to both parties.
Yes.
Potentially shame on the site for approving the quote, and potentially shame on the person for not asking the site if they could attribute the quote to the site.
Do you know the like when you're watching stuff on TV, right, Jay? There's a thing called like blame pie. Published. Jay, like blame pie, right? Like how much of the pie is somebody blamed for, right, in this whole thing?
Yeah.
I'd say everybody gets a third.
It might be a third. I think
it's
that's
just
probably
a third.
What the pie looks like. Yeah.
It's pretty equal. But I do think, because honestly, from the marketing side of it, why the fuck wouldn't they want to use something like that? Like
because
we lived in a world. Hang on.
Because it is.
We lived in a world. We lived in a world where the movie that is your favorite movie of the year, my favorite movie of the year, was called by a major outlet the greatest blockbuster of the last 25 years. Was hailed definitively.
That was by a huge.
I understand.
Important, influential critic. Yeah,
I understand.
I know.
There was a ton of hyperbole. And no matter how much I agree with it, there was a ton of hyperbole. But that was, again,
in a tweet. It was sort of a flippant.
No, I understand.
Entirely flippant.
I understand.
But it was a tweet.
I'm just saying, we live in a world where everything's called a masterpiece. So going to this level, and also this takes it to another step that I didn't want to actually say out loud, but I will say. Younger critics are not as...
Yikes.
You know where I'm going to go with this. Younger critics have not seen... as most people usually do, have not seen a lot of classic films. So when they do these hyperbolic things, a lot of the times it's because, one, they're caught up in the moment. They're at a festival. They're seeing this thing. They're running off a high. But then, and so they're saying stuff. But then also, some of them, they've only seen films in the last 5 to 10 years. And they're new to this. So yeah, like some of their greatest films they've ever seen in their life are from the last 10 years. And they're including that in this. And that's on them. And they'll learn in time and whatnot. Like that's their business. But so I understand where a statement like that comes from.
It's now, the good and bad of the internet, Ryan, right?
For me personally,
that's what it is.
I wouldn't have said something. I would never say something like that. And I've been hyperbolic about, but I'm also the guy that rarely gives a 5-star movie within a given year, unless a movie I know it's just
unless there's a battle or two.
There's a battle or two, or there's an oppie or one. You know what I mean? It's very rare, but also that's one, again, that's my thing. Other people are different, and so
let me ask you this: what's your favorite movie of the last 10 years?
Oh,
I'm not going to say it's definitive, just like first one that comes to mind.
So you're saying from 2015 to now?
Sure.
Well, that's what 10 years is, buddy.
Yeah.
Moonlight?
Okay.
Mad Max Fury Road?
Is sure. Is that in your top 10 movies of all time?
Probably not top 20, maybe.
Yeah, but not top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's
Just
my favorite.
recency is a hard thing, I think, to overcome for a lot of people, and
That was a very
that might be unfair.
no, that's a very important film for me. I didn't call Moonlight in the time the greatest film I've ever seen. I was like, it's just a great movie. But over time, that movie has grown for me, and it's also very important to me personally. I mean, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's in that last 10 year
Yeah,
spot.
but I'm just saying, we're talking about
Mad
the last 10
Max.
years. There's also 80 years before
Yeah,
that of, you know, it goes even further back than that, but I feel like kind of 80 years is the delineation of, sound talkies, as we
I
like
go
to
back
call
and
them.
forth. I go back between The Godfather. I go back between There Will Be Blood. I go back between Singing in the Rain, The Red Shoes. There's a ton of films that I can consider on a good day my
But
favorite
imagine
film of all
seeing,
time.
watching a movie and being like, oh, well, that's the greatest movie of all time.
You know, shout out to her because I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring her up, but I'm not. This is not shade, and she'll be okay with it. Sophia thought that, I believe, when she saw Phantom Thread. She said, "This is my favorite movie of all time." You know what I mean? And hey,
Would she
just
have
know when you
written
know.
that online?
No, because she doesn't write hyperbole a lot.
Right.
She doesn't do
But if
hyperbole.
it's honest, it's not hyperbole.
No, it's not. But that's the other thing too. It's like when Eric got in trouble this past week for his Wicked stuff, and he was just like, I didn't really like it, and people are like, oh, this is so disingenuous. I was like, no, this is an honest opinion. Just because you don't agree with it, like that's the other thing. Like that person can have that opinion. Honestly, wonderful for them. I hope that,
Honestly, it might be a completely sincere opinion. And if
and that's
Sophia
it is good
had
for them.
said that in that was
17,
2017,
yeah,
if she had said that in 2017
good for
and I
her.
didn't know who it was, if I saw it completely out of context and I saw that on a poster for Phantom Thread, I probably would have said something similar. But if I knew it was coming from Sophia, I would have been like, totally informed, honest opinion. Like,
I think the thing is
so
that for
maybe it's just being completely unfair to that person.
I think
We need to hear more. Is kind of my
yeah,
point.
I just think that the distinction should have just been one of the greatest films of all time. I think that that's
Honestly,
okay.
that would make it.
A hell of a lot better.
Nobody would have cared.
Nope.
Nobody would have cared.
Because that's what people have said about One Battle After Another. That's what people said about Sinners and Value. Say about Oppenheimer. They said that about The Brutalist. They said about Honora. They say about movies every year. They're like one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Not just the best film of the year, the
Not
greatest film of all
all
time.
time. That is when you go, pump the brakes.
I can't say it without laughing. It's pretty
I know
funny.
it's silly, but
I'll
hey,
put it in the top 30 of the year. I'll give
but
it
you know
that.
what? I'm going to tell you this. That's a memorable first quote. Can't
Hey,
wait to see what
hey,
gets quoted
a
next.
lot of people are talking about A lot more people are talking about Hamnet because of it. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know if it's good or not. I mean, like it's a good movie that should that's honestly between and it came out when then that whole Vulture article about it being a villain, and it's like, and then you had that happen like literally a couple days later, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, like this movie needs to just like let it be a movie for Christ's sake. Anything else you want to mention about 35 Shots of
35
Rum?
Shots of Rum. Yeah, a film we've talked a lot about.
Yeah, we've really dived into it.
This
This is when we're
we've had some folks on recently who afterwards are like, man, you guys just I feel like you even used to talk about the movies more than you do now.
no,
And
no, we've done a good job.
we've done a great job.
We did a good job
We've done a
last week.
great
What are you
job.
talking about? We were very good last week
Well, yeah. No,
because we had Eric.
I do think we do a good job. The thing, if you want to criticize us for anything, you can say you guys talk about a lot of bullshit that doesn't matter, and I don't want to listen to 2.5 hours of that. I'm like, fair, entirely fair.
But also, you know
If
what?
you do the composite of how much we talk about a movie each episode, it's at least 45 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 hours of exclusive talk about the movie.
Yeah. And then everything's fun in between. You
Yeah.
don't really need to break down the fucking episodes to everybody right now. You just
I
let them
I
have the
think I'm-
content
I'm
we
like
get
a-
every week.
I'm like a coach watching tape right now. I'm like, here's our performance this
What
week.
coach would you be?
What can we do better? What can we do worse? I would be Bill Belichick's girlfriend,
She got back into cheerleading. I saw this week.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan. God,
Jordan.
What a terrifying figure in the world. She's the
She's a
she's the real
master.
she's the real emperor. You know,
She's Amy Adams.
she's
The
Amy
master.
Adams. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good job on you, buddy.
Hmm.
No, I think it's a really beautiful film. And not many times we've seen reinterpretations. We've talked about reinterpretations or essentially
I think
remakes.
that's a fun thing. I mean, that's
That's
kind of what
kind of
Highest to
interesting.
Lowest was.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Back to highest to
Entirely what
lowest.
Highest to Lowest
That's
was.
exactly
Yep.
what it is.
Hmm.
I think it's a good movie. I liked it.
I mean,
Just
even
like I liked this one.
Defy Bloods was a reimagining of Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah, with a little Apocalypse Now in there.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
movie's good.
What, Defy Bloods?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his defining masterpiece of the last 10 years, 15 years.
That's probably
True.
definitely true.
That's definitely true. I think it's his,
Yeah.
I think Defy Bloods is like, well, it's like Defy Bloods, American Utopia, which you know I love.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
But that's a different thing entirely. It feels like that's such a bottled idea, but it's so wonderful. Jay,
Hmm.
before we get out of here, we're going to test your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed, 35 Shots of Rum, in a segment we like to call It's an Honor to Get Nominated. Buddy, help me out here. The Oscars go for 35 Shots of Rum.
No.
No? You don't think so?
No.
You'd be correct, buddy.
Okay.
Sadly.
So what year are we going to do for the Oscars? Because it came out at Cannes in 2008 and normal for everybody else in 2009.
Well, then we'll do the year of 2009, which would be the
The
ceremony of
2010
2010.
Oscars. Okay.
Yes, we would. So 2010 Oscars. A
I
year
don't know
we've
what came
covered
out in
on.
2009.
Do you know what? Do you what? What are you saying?
I mean, I can't say off the top of my head what came out that year. Was that Avatar?
This would be correct.
Avatar came out in 2009. So Hurt
Avatar. This
Locker.
is Hurt Locker. Your favorite film ever, The Blind Side.
Oh, from the director of House of Dynamite.
A movie you fucking hate, don't you?
I resent it for it taking the time of my precious Rebecca Ferguson.
Maybe
The
the
movie
maybe
stinks.
one of the worst endings of the year, easily.
Did Inglourious Basterds come out in '09?
This is Inglorious Bastards. We gave that
Yeah.
Best Picture on the Oscar retrospective. Up in
Yep.
the air,
Oh,
up.
okay. Yeah, I did a whole episode about that year, so I probably
A
should remember
Serious
this.
Man, Precious, An Education, District 9, The
Yeah.
Blind Side. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the films. Would you put this anywhere in there?
I mean, you can get rid of the blind side everywhere.
Yeah, we can get rid of The Blind Side.
So
We could
put
get
it
rid
in
of.
pick.
I get rid of Precious. I get rid of Up. I get rid
Yeah, it's
of.
probably in the top half of this best picture lineup.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
Yeah, I get rid of Lee Daniels. And I would get rid of Avatar. I don't like the first Avatar film at all.
I'm with you on that one.
I
Quite like Way of Water.
love Way of Water. How excited are you for Fire and Ash?
Excited, not ecstatic.
You really have been disappointing me lately.
Yeah. You've been saying I've been a bit of a Debbie Downer
You've been
recently.
a fucking Debbie Downer
I'm kind of
lately.
I'm a little worried about Odyssey.
Stop it. You need to be better
I'm a
than that.
little I'm a little like, we'll see about Avatar.
You're worried about Narnia.
Worried about Narnia.
Um, are you worried about the Fincher Cliff Booth thing?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you're not worried about the Aaron Sorkin Social Reckoning.
Oh, that's going to be great. And I think it's going to have great ideas.
And it's going to be the best directed movie maybe of
Oh
all
my
time.
God, that thing visually is going to be lights out
It's going to be like, "Pff, get out of here."
or like lights up.
Yeah. You thought Barry Lyndon looked good? I think I just actually saw your brain just like twitch when I said that, like right there.
It's going to look like
He looks so angry.
it's going to look like book club.
Did I tell you that when I was at AFI, I saw Barry Lyndon on film?
You saw that on film. It was wonderful. Yeah, I
that
saw it
was
projected
beautiful.
4K digital. I mean, it looked incredible.
And then Guillermo del Toro did a Q&A after about it.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
you were like,
really
"Oh, did this inspire you for Frankenstein?" And he was like, "Yes." And you were like, "Swing and a miss, my friend."
he didn't like Frankenstein either.
No, I did not like Frankenstein.
You're really out on the Netflix properties this year.
bad year for the flicks.
Yeah, you did. Well, no, you like Wake Up Dead Man. You had fun with that.
I liked it well enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I
curious what you
liked,
think.
did not love Wake Up Dead
I'm
Man.
curious what you think of Jay Kelly. I really
No,
am.
great first
Great,
word of the title. I'll give it that. It's off
but
to a
you,
great start.
I know exactly what you're going to say if you don't like that. Jay Kelly, more like Jay Smelly.
Mm-mm.
I know. I just know you. I
Well,
just
now I
know you.
can't say that anymore.
No, then it'll be
No, I
like,
would say no. Here's what I would say
oh,
if
here
I
we
don't
go.
like it,
If
which
you
I'm
don't like,
not sure I won't like it. I like Noah Baumbach.
yeah, you do.
I like Marriage Story more than you do.
Yes, that's true.
But if
Did you like White
if
Noise?
loved White Noise
Me too.
actually,
Yeah,
that
that's.
one just
We don't talk
made
enough.
no impact whatsoever.
I know, but you know what? That's a movie for you, like you and me. Like it's got things. It's
I
got
love it. It's got
yeah.
stuff. It's got ideas. It's got
It's got
Andre Benjamin.
yeah. Him doing his little
What else do
dance.
you need?
Yeah.
The
Cheeto. It's got
what
Cheeto.
I would say
Yes.
is
Sorry.
Jay Kelly more like way smelly. That's what I
Because you
would
don't want
say.
to put your name in there.
That's called plussing up.
There you go. Hey Jay,
Best picture,
yeah,
best director, kick out
Lee Daniels.
Lee Daniels.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm not sure I'd give it any acting.
no Matty Diop.
No.
Okay.
I mean, kick out Sandra Bullock, I guess.
Just throw her in there. Jay, you know what this week is?
The week we are recording,
Yeah. The week that this pot.
2.
It's what?
Zootopia 2.
Well, it's yeah, but like we are releasing this episode this week.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah. What's your go-to dish? What's the dish you love to eat the most on Thanksgiving?
Not turkey, I'll tell you that much.
Are you anti-turkey? You're anti-turkey. That's right.
I think turkey has a pretty high ceiling and a really low floor. Bad turkey is bad.
But you're making the turkey, yes?
I am not in charge of the meat this year.
That's that. Now you're putting it in somebody else's hands.
We got a grill master. This guy
Okay.
is
All right.
legit. This guy
All right.
knows what he's doing.
Well, then that should be a pleasant bird then.
Yeah, I think we're doing turkey. I know we're doing some brisket.
Ooh,
A little Thanksgiving
man.
brisket.
Yeah.
A
But
real
what?
Southern Thanksgiving.
Oh, what a little Benoit Blanc. Eh?
Oh,
I do
I
that.
heard there was a murder this Thanksgiving.
And it was of this brisket, my lord. No, what is your like? Are you more like so? You're more of a sides guy than anything. You gravitate towards a side.
Love a side. Throw some mac and cheese on there.
Some mac and cheese.
Some
Okay.
sweet potatoes, maybe
So-
even a sweet potato casserole.
Is it sweet potatoes or yams?
Well, I say sweet potatoes,
All right.
but that's because this is a southern,
I would say yams is a southern thing, wouldn't you?
southern Thanksgiving after all.
All right. What about stuffing? Are you a stuffing guy?
I like stuffing, though I'm not a stuffing stan, I would say.
I like stuffing.
Gotta have some rolls.
Yeah. What kind of rolls? Like the King Hawaiian rolls, or just like regular
I mean,
rolls
those
from
are
a big?
good. But
I like
yeah, any rolls will do.
So you got like more like a ham? Are you more of like a ham guy during the holidays than a turkey?
Yeah, honey baked ham.
Get a King Hawaiian
We're
roll,
talking.
some
I mean,
ham,
that's good stuff. Put some
and
honey on it.
put some Swiss cheese.
You like honey on a ham roll?
I like a hot honey.
Ooh, a little hot
A little
honey.
little bit of dangerous material.
And then what happens is I go up there and I'm like, ooh, that sounds a little spicy for me. And then Tom Hanks comes up and he says, oh, he's white.
I love making Brussels sprouts, and I take some
Getting
bacon
real into spice.
and I chop up the bacon, and then I put some blue cheese on top.
Oh man, bacon Brussels,
Mm-hmm.
balsamic. I'm a balsamic bacon.
Yeah, I like a little balsamic
Brussels
on there,
guy.
but I really
Yeah.
you like blue cheese, right?
I don't like a lot of dressing.
No, it's not dressing. It's just crumbles, like crumbles.
Yeah.
I
do
don't
some
put blue
crumbles
cheese
in there.
dressing in there. What the fuck? I'm not a.
You said ranch though, didn't you?
No, I said blue cheese,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
like the cheese, not the.
I'm
dressing.
sorry. Ryan, I'm sorry.
But I'll do that. My mom's making like a corn casserole with like jalapenos in it. And that's really, really good. But you can't really taste the jalapenos. So we've got a lot of that. It's gonna be, but then my dad makes he's gonna make an apple pie.
You gotta have a pie in there.
He's gonna make homemade pumpkin pie. None of that canned shit. We actually cook the pumpkin. You know what I mean? You know how to do that?
Well, I don't like pumpkin, so
Oh man. But have you had like a pumpkin pie actually from cooked pumpkin, not from the can?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. And one day I guess I'll have to
Why
get you
don't
some.
you just go have a pumpkin spice latte and let me know all about it?
Um,
Have a pumpkin spice latte, listen to your Taylor Swift, and
you're not a pumpkin spice guy, are you?
no, I don't like pumpkin as a flavor.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But I think your wife does.
Um, Pretty neutral.
Mm,
Not something she seeks out.
no? Okay.
Mm-mm.
So what are you guys, more vanilla?
What?
There you go. All right.
Jeez,
Well,
what?
do you damn it. Okay. Well, that's good. What are you going to be in charge of this year? Like, what are you just hosting
Um,
everybody?
we have a list. I can't remember what it
It's
is.
okay. You don't have to remember
We're
it.
hosting and doing most of the sides, and then there's going to be three groups there. One group is doing the meat. One group is doing, I think,
Sides and
a
dessert,
couple
and then the
sides
others
and
and
dessert, and then
desserts.
we're doing most of the sides.
All right. Are you guys going to have any appetizers for people while they're waiting for this smorgasbord?
My hilarious company
No,
will
you're.
be the appetizer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that anybody wants to
We were looking
experience.
at doing a little charcuterie, but charcuteries get damn expensive.
It's too
My
expensive.
goodness,
Cured meats? Why don't you cure
crazy.
yourself? My God.
Cure yourself of overpaying for a
This
charcuterie board,
it's just cheese
America.
and meat on a board for God's and some olives. Like get the fuck out of here. Though I love some olives though. No, you don't. You don't
Not an
know.
olive guy.
You're not an olive guy.
Mm-mm.
No. Jay, tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet and your recommendation of the week, sir.
Oh boy. Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter, where I never post. I think I'm on private right now. So, you know, I might approve you if you try to follow. Letterbox J Ledbetter. Anything I'm writing over at awardswatch.com, a great website for cool people. And my recommendation for the week is going to be a movie I mentioned earlier. I'll recommend If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Okay.
A movie with a name that dares it to make $250,000 at the box office. It's just asking you to not watch it. But it is an incredible film. My number two movie, as it stands, of the year so far, Rose Byrne, I think probably gives my favorite lead performance in general of the year. It is basically a horror film about raising children, specifically raising children who have ailments. And as the father of a child who has had stuff, I found it extraordinarily visceral and impactful. But I don't think you necessarily have to have that background to find it visceral and impactful. It is a harrowing, hard watch at a lot of points, but it is gripping to its very core. Highly recommend it. If I had legs, I'd kick you.
It's a good movie. It's really good. It's
Great movie.
one of the best movies of the year. I think Rose Byrne's just absolutely incredible in it, and you should all give it a.
Oscar guy, is that one? I assume that one's not going to get nominated
Is
for
that
an
me?
Oscar. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just assuming. I
Does
don't
Rose
know.
Byrne have a shot at all?
Yeah, she's like one of the six or seven for actress,
Okay.
but it would really just be her.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. I,
yeah.
I I wouldn't expect anything from that
I
particular
think she's
movie.
gonna. I think she'll do.
She's so
She's so good in that
good.
movie. Yeah, that's a movie too that like it is under 2 hours, right? Like that movie is
Hmm.
the movie is like what a buck
One,
53.
yeah, 150 ish.
Yeah, it's 153. I'm looking at it right now. Don't question me ever again. And uh And but that whole time, you know how like in one battle this feels like it feels like that movie's like 90 minutes long and it just moves and moves and
Mm.
moves. This movie feels like it's 4 hours long because you're just stuck in this dread with her. But it rules. Like I'm not saying that as a deterrent. I'm like I think that that's the
But you never
purpose of
want to
it.
turn it
But you
off.
don't want to turn it
You
off
don't want to
because
turn it off.
you're just like my God, I feel so much for her.
It's a seat
And
gripper.
yeah, it's incredible. And it just Brownstein's visual language it's so evocative and
Oh, there are some decisions made in that movie visually that are
it's just incredible.
so impactful. Like,
So good. So good.
man,
Um
that is a movie that is a fully realized piece of storytelling.
yes
That
it
is
is.
like no stone left unturned storytelling. It,
Yes.
it is visionary.
Yes it is. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd at Blue Sky and Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade 77. You can find all my work here at awardswatch.com. If you like listening to podcasts, we have the podcast on the main show. They come out every Monday. iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. Greatly appreciated. While you're on the website, please sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all the news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, everything we're doing this year all in one place. Recommendation of the week. I'm going to talk about a movie that's kind of gone under the radar and not a lot of people have talked about it. And but it was one of the best films I
The new
saw at a
Colleen
Cannes.
Hoover movie.
No, I'm not going to talk about Regretting You.
Oh,
But it's I think one of the debuts of the year, and and Jay, I don't know if you're going to have time to see this or have access to it, but Pillion, a wonderful
yeah,
film from
yeah.
Harry Lydon, starring
Dudley
Harry
Dursley.
Milling, yes, Harry Milling, and Alexander Skarsgård. And for many people out there that don't know, it's about like this young man who gets into a BDSM submissive relationship with a man in a biker gang in London.
Can't believe that made 80 million opening weekend.
Um, honestly, Jay, I think would be wonderfully fascinated to hear what you thought about that film. It's very sexy, and yes, it's very unapologetic, but it's also kind of sweet and tender at times too. And both of those performances are two of the best of the year. Melling is an actor that I know Jay wants to make his little jokes about Melling,
That's
but
not a joke. He's a great actor.
he's if you've seen Battle of Buster
The Coen
Scruggs
brothers
or
really latched onto him.
yeah, and he's in Tragedy of Macbeth, and he was in a film that I don't really particularly love in a movie called The Pale Blue Eyes from Scott Cooper, but I thought he was actually pretty good in it. And he's also in this movie called
Scott
Harvest.
Cooper, one of our great mediocre filmmakers.
It really is just like a guy where like he made things. But anyway,
You want some good phone time? Watch a Scott Cooper movie at home.
but Milling's really good here. He's really good, and Skarsgård is incredible as well too. And so I kind of would love to hear your thoughts on this. You really should go watch it. It was a nice surprise at Cannes, and yeah, I would just want to hear your thoughts on this, Jay. Like really,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
and it's a great little gem for the year. So Pillion, I believe you can still see it in limited theaters. If not, then it should be on VOD very soon. But I know it came out limited quietly in October, but it should be out there. FYC stuff. People are trying to run a little campaign for it, but catch it if you can. Next week we're going to be back. We're going to continue our Claire Denis movie series. We're going to talk about White Material. And I'm really excited to talk about that film with you, Mr. Ledbetter. So thank you all so much for listening. Can't wait to be back next week. Hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday if you're celebrating that. If not, everybody just have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you all next time.